What follows is a low-stakes conversation between two friends about American politics, social issues, and current events. There will be factual inaccuracies. There will be incoherent opinions. There might even be some kissy noises. Just roll with it and come out the other side with a new understanding about what it takes for a non-voter to care about, anything at all. No arguments, no debate. Just perspective. That sounds fun, right? Hello? Hey, where are you going? Wait, hold on. I really think you'd like it. We worked really hard. Welcome to the 6th episode of A Nightmare for a Non-Voter. Free Speech Part 2!
Welcome to my pepperoni bread roadblock.
Wait, what's that mean?
This is stopping me from reaching my pepperoni bread dreams.
Oh, shit. Well, you could have took a break in between the last one.
Train's rolling, Matt. You're not going to stop a full steam ahead train. Okay?
This is a podcast in which
Introduce
I try to
me.
Maybe convince my non-voter friend, non-pal.
Actually,
that makes
my
sense.
feelings are hurt.
My non-voter pal Rocky to maybe vote. He's white. He's straight. He's cisgender. He's from South Jersey, and he's completely uninterested in voting and thinks it's fucking pointless.
Hey.
This is a rough intro compared to the last one. You know what? Do you want to recap yourself again, or are you just going to talk about pepperoni bread?
Let's see. I got laundry to do. Tomorrow I'm going over my dad's.
Okay. This podcast is for fun, believe it or not, and there's no chance Rocky will be convinced that any particular idea even exists. I'm not an expert, just sympathetic. If you take this seriously, you're missing the point. The fake goal is to get him to register to vote, and the real goal is to learn how to be not as stressed as we all are, because Rocky, he goes about his life fluttering along like a feather.
I'm in a carefree bubble. Stop giving a fuck. That's my advice.
Let's get into the main topic.
Kiss your mom.
This is free.
Go to her house. Go upstairs. Kiss her on the face. Give her a hug. Be like, what's the plan this weekend?
I kind of agree, though.
You making meatballs soon?
The original
family's important. Go kiss them. Don't worry about what Trump's doing.
The original title.
Get a dog.
The original title of this podcast is going to be "Pet a Cat" instead.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I'm kind of on board with you, and I'm a little bit less stressful.
Pet a cat. Light a candle. Play a game.
Drink some iced tea. That's my big one.
It's called Victory Tea, Matt. This
chunk of our Spree Preach episode is going to be all about, you ready?
Blacks?
It's always about blacks. Protesting and activism.
Oh, what a waste. That sounds like a bigger waste of time than this podcast.
It's not a waste of time. I'm learning about your perspective and opinion. Rocky.
Right.
That's all that matters.
And pissing off your friends with my how can you not care?
It's actually kind of fun to watch them squirm. I think I should film it for you one day.
Oh my god, I would love to just Skype a call with them.
They get red in the face. It's really good. Anyway,
that's making my penis red and hard.
You always bring up protesting in the past. God, all the episodes that we filmed, recorded. I'm not filming you. Protesting always comes up, and you always say it's a waste of time. Mm-hmm. Whenever I say this thing sucks and this is what people are trying to do about it, they're marching, they're chanting, they're whatever. You say, stop it! You're blocking traffic.
Yeah.
And so the big question, just to start, is why do you think protesting is foolish?
Because it's a big waste of time. It doesn't do anything. It annoys people. It clogs up traffic. Fucks, especially in the city when I have to drive around in Philly and there's a fucking Trump protest or whatever the fuck.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, a couple times. Having to fucking take detours in Center City, Philadelphia, it's the worst fucking, especially when you're just trying to hurry up and get home because you're starving and you're on fucking hour 10 of your work shift and you run into a fucking Trump protest, which means it automatically adds 45 more minutes to your route because you have to fucking go around this shit now and get rerouted. And it's
So that really did directly impact you. Unlike all this other shit.
Multiple times.
Protesting has impacted Rocky Lassier's life in a negative way.
Yeah.
So you have something to say.
As much as I agree with their message, it fucks me up. It fucks up my route and my day.
So it's not worth doing at all.
No. or find a better way, or don't take up as much space, or
just do it out in the farm
do
field
something
somewhere.
where it doesn't affect the average Joe. Just trying to get home and eat.
Well, okay, the argument there is that...
No, there's no argument. I'm hungry.
No! I see what you're saying, and it does fucking suck. Traffic is my nightmare. I hate it forever. But it's the idea that they do it in the big cities because it is amplified. You wouldn't see it if it happened in the middle of Kansas. There'd be no cameras.
That would be fucking
There'd be
funny,
no people.
though. Just driving by like a fucking
Yeah,
Royal Farms with one guy with like overalls and sign like, I'm displeased. And this one guy, I'm not happy. Fucking
Okay.
That's all that sign says.
People just honk at them. But do you see that point at least? Like, why they do it in the middle of fucking traffic?
Yeah, but I don't
Pretty
know
much.
if it makes a difference. If it made a difference, I can maybe understand, but it doesn't do anything, and it just fucking ruins my day.
So usually I'm not trying to convince you of anything because I know you won't, but I have examples written down in front of me of protests that have resulted in change.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how much you're going to believe them.
Do any of them
You're
involve
like-
big giant rats from Union guys? You never saw like the shame on Tom Sweeney, and like it has like they're always like union protests and they have like a big giant
and they have
inflatable rat.
What I'm trying to refer to, though, is the civil rights movement mostly. Because those are the main protests back in the 60s that happened that actually resulted in black people having equal rights.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, understandably, I mean, there's a difference.
But they had to
between
fight
right
for
and
it.
wrong, or just being fucking annoying and picky. You know, like those folks had a reason.
Okay, well, so if that's a good reason, what's not a good reason that you think is being protested about right now?
That you're pissed off that Hillary didn't win.
And that Trump did?
Yeah, like, okay, well, just maybe you should have fucking voted. Like, I know a lot of people who didn't vote that are upset that Trump won. Like, well, maybe you should have did something.
Right, there is that, but there's also like they're also protesting Trump's individual things, what he does and says.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about before. You probably completely forgot about.
We did a Trump podcast?
Fucker. Oh, another argument is that if nothing else, protests inspire people and it plants a seed that maybe can grow into a happy, fun-ass tree like 10, 15, 20, 30 years later that will result in, like, for example, the Stonewall riots in New York.
I'm going to plant my seed in your bottom. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, speaking of that, actually... God, can you not call my butt a bottom?
Why? I
Like,
thought it was
it
appropriate.
sounds like baby bottom or something.
Well, you don't act like you don't powder down there.
I have to, Rocky. God.
I know you have to keep your ass lips moist, but the rest can be powdered.
Threw me the fuck off. The stone...
Ass lips.
Stonewall...
I'm really trying hard to get that out and not laugh.
It is tough. The Stonewall riots in New York in like the 60s or 70s. That was like the first gay protest ever.
Okay.
And the argument there
was that with Milk? The guy Milk?
No, that was in San Francisco, but around the same time. Same idea, though. You know about Harvey Milk?
Yeah.
What do you know about Harvey Milk?
I know. I saw the movie, Sean Penn.
It's a good movie, right?
Didn't he have AIDS?
No. Even if he did, who cares? What?
Am I thinking of somebody else?
Probably. I don't know. He got shot. He got assassinated by a right-wing fucker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I might be thinking of Freddie Mercury. Go ahead. What were you saying?
God. I'm just talking about protests in San Francisco with Harvey Milk and the Stonewall shit in New York eventually resulted in, if you trace it through the years, gay marriage being legalized. Because if people never spoke up, nobody ever would have gave it to them.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
do you see that idea?
Yeah, of course. But I'm
like,
remember how
it
I
wasn't
said
immediate.
Like, there's only like maybe 5 iconic protests that worked throughout history.
What are they?
I bet you're gonna name 5, and that's it.
No, I want you to name them.
Oh, I don't pay attention to that shit. I have no idea.
You always say iconic protests, but you must have some in mind. 1 or 2.
Well, shocker, I don't.
Well, then you're all right. Fine, I'll give you.
I'm saying 5 is a generous number. I want to see how many you got. You got 2 so far.
Ones that you think like resulted in something that mattered.
Yeah.
So we got Martin Luther King and civil rights, right?
Right.
You agree with that one?
Of course.
Gay people and gay marriage.
Harvey Milk, gotcha.
The Woodstock '69 generation, my dad's generation, fighting for environmentalism
against war, right?
Well, also the Vietnam War, but they're also fighting for the EPA and the environmentalism stuff. But mostly Vietnam War, yes.
Yeah.
What do you think about that one?
Did they really affect that? Did they stop that war? Everyone sees the pictures of the lady putting a flower in the butt of the
right,
hippies
hippies
barrel
and
and shit. The guy standing in front of the tank. I don't know if that's related, but that's what I got.
Okay, so the Kent State shootings in like 1970, I think, is at a college, and there was a protest against the Vietnam War. The governor of whatever state that's in brought the National Guard in because they thought it was being too lawless, and they literally shot college students, like white-ass protesting college hippies. And because of that, the government really got hit hard, and people finally stopped believing in the Vietnam War.
Yeah, that's a matter of right and wrong. You can't just fucking kill people for.
So that triggered the end of the Vietnam War, pretty much.
Yeah,
because those protests
fucked up.
resulted in bullshit.
They had to lay their guns down after they realized they fucked up that bad.
But there was already years and years of anti-Vietnam sentiment that was going around.
Were the protesters just being extra annoying?
Maybe annoying, but they didn't deserve a bullet in the back, right? Right?
Yes, Matt.
Right.
Sure. Let's get this moving.
I'll put the I know you want your pepperoni bread. I'm trying to fucking
taste it.
It
next
smelled
one. So good. I got it from
Why
the
do I
bakery.
have to do a checklist?
It wasn't even like a franchise supermarket. I got it from a fucking bakery. You know how good it's gonna be.
Well, you could just eat it now. I don't care.
I care. I have integrity in this beautiful podcast we do.
Mr. Burp Johnson on the first episode. Give me a break. Mr. Nose Hair Clipper.
What am I going to do? Am I not going to take care of myself?
Since I have to fill out a fucking checklist, women's right to vote in the 1919,
Women's
1920.
suffrage. Yep.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't going to use that word because I thought you didn't know it.
No, they're suffering. I get it. They got to get their voices out.
So if they didn't protest and say, hey, can we have the right to vote, that wouldn't have happened.
I don't know about that because I think stuff like that, it eventually would have happened anyway.
Just you think women had equal rights in fucking 1920?
No, I'm saying if they didn't protest, I think it would have happened anyway. Like, that's just common sense shit.
But it happened sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And earlier the better.
Delayed a little bit, sure.
Which I think is a good thing.
Okay.
And one of the most...
Fine, yeah. Okay. That's number 4. What else you got?
Fuck you. And one of the most recent ones... is Standing Rock. Do you know what Standing Rock is? Did you hear that anywhere?
No.
Last year,
Never even heard of it.
Standing Rock is in North Dakota or South Dakota, I think, and it is an huge oil pipeline that they want to install.
Oh, the Indian thing.
Yeah.
Or Native American, whatever the fuck.
In the middle of Native American land, and Native Americans said, nope, and they all like flocked to this one spot and halted it and put a delay on it until they got blasted with fire hoses. You laugh. What do you think about that one? They delayed the huge-ass, scary oil pipeline that was going to pollute their water.
Right.
It was probably still going to happen, but...
I mean, that's the key word. Delayed and not prevented.
At least it delayed it?
I'm not going to count that one, Matt. Give me another number 5.
Jesus
Christ. They didn't do shit. It still happened.
You know, the only other ones I got on here are ones
really,
that
they just were a pain in the ass of somebody, and they had to like move them out of the way to do it anyway. That doesn't count. Do you at least see
why they did it, though?
Of course, I agree with the Native Americans, but it's not like it was a protest that mattered.
Well, okay, then what's the alternative to that?
Oh, nothing. They can't do anything to stop it.
Oh my god. Fuck, you're a nihilist. You really are.
No matter how much it's right or wrong, it's of course it's not right. But I mean, there's nothing you can do to stop a multi-million, probably billion-dollar company.
That's a bigger point. Why do you think it's impossible to stop these things?
Because I think money is very influential. And if one person stands there offering $1 billion to stop it, it's going to stop it. But you get a bunch of poor people who have nothing to offer in exchange for the cease of the pipeline, then just you have nothing to offer. Why would we stop this? This is going to make us lots of money. Get the fuck out of the way. You know?
But I also mean in general,
all money.
Not just the pipeline. In any protest and in any issue. Jesus Christ. You nihilist fuck. You don't care.
I do. I'm not a nihilist. I care about moral shit.
Yeah, but you're
I'm
saying
half a nihilist.
It's not worth it, you know?
I mean, it's not.
Well, okay.
No, I'm saying it's not worth to fight it because it's going to happen anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I just gave you examples of when they did fight it, it changed for the better.
Right. You have 4 of them.
It just
I
took
said
a while.
Give me 5, and you can't give me number 5, which means I win.
Well, you're saying that the most recent protests, because we've talked about the March for Our Lives and the Women's March.
Yeah.
The most recent ones, you're saying those are completely pointless. But I'm putting the argument to you that...
No, you're going to say my opinion.
No, shut up.
Yeah.
I'm putting the idea to you that they're planting a seed for the future.
I want to plant my seed in your bottom.
Don't say that again. I gotta stop saying that. Fuck. They're putting an idea out there like, hey, maybe this is a thing worth considering, and so maybe it'll get picked up.
I got an idea. Get the fuck out of the road so I can drop this box off and go home.
That's all that matters in the end. Okay, so you're the exact opposite of my ex from a couple years ago. The one that made us stop doing our YouTube channel, mattandrocky.com, for a little bit.
That was Yoko.
I got into an argument with him way back when I gave a shit and thought debate was worth it about that very idea. He said blocking traffic is important.
No.
Because it sends a greater message about whatever you're talking about.
It makes you look like an asshole and you're fucking everything up for everybody. It's not a good message, what you're sending. When you start doing that to people, innocent people, like myself, it doesn't send a good message. You're going about it the wrong way. From
what I can remember, his old argument was that you're a part of the system too, and whether you like it or not, you're in some way this is going to affect you, whatever it might be.
Fine. Let me just get home.
Let me go home and pee and eat my bread.
I have a shower, I have dinner, I gotta get ready for the next day, I gotta feed my cats, I gotta play a game. Get the fuck out of the way.
Sometimes you're not very big picture, Rocky. You just look straightforward.
It's big picture doesn't matter, Matt. I'm worried about the picture that I exist in.
Wow. Wisdom Johnson over here. I like that. Someone quote that shit. I really did like that. I'll put that on my desktop. Shit.
Thank you. Put me on a business card.
A nice Gregorian font.
That's gotta be impact font.
What kind of protest would you attend, if any?
One that's got like a food truck. One that gives out free something.
What?
You know, some protests I have like a catering. Like one of the people there owns a food truck.
Yeah.
And they'll give like cheap stuff away to the protesters. I could act like a protester if I'm gonna get some cheap tacos.
Jesus God. So that's. I was trying to get an issue out of you.
Because I have nothing worth protesting. If the shit I have in my life that I want to fight against, I can't fight against. I have to just fucking deal with it.
What if someone started fucking with your paycheck or your house? You know, would you join a protest if they're like, all the town you live in, all the white people have to get out of your houses to be replaced by brown people? Wouldn't you protest that?
What is that?
I just made that up, but would you protest that?
I wouldn't protest it. I would take fucking legal action. I would actually do something that matters.
Well, what's that mean, legal action?
I think protesting is kind of the lazy way to get out of things. Like,
lazy?
You're putting, $12 into a sign and a stick and a marker.
It's a message.
Get a lawyer up. Do something that matters. Stop it.
Okay,
Go on a fucking forum.
Fine. The argument there then is that the government is so deadlocked and is designed to be really fucking progressless that it wouldn't happen no matter what you did, law or protest or anything.
Everyone fucking believes they're fucking Aaron Brockovich going up the impossible big corporate conglomerate. It doesn't work like that anymore. Your voice is among billions. It doesn't matter. But don't you think it's so diluted?
What if there's enough people though? What if 1 billion of those people say the same thing?
They'll make a ruckus for a little while, sure. We talked about it on the news, and literally about 72 hours, it'll be gone. Another fucking blip on the radar.
That's so depressing.
Yeah, well, that's how it is. You see things that should happen, like the Vegas shooting. You never see anything about that. That was fucking colossal. And now it's never being spoken of again.
Well, I told you why. The NRA's shit.
Right. But I'm saying
it's
money,
the government
it's
stopping
money.
it. But this is why I'm trying to get you to vote. Because you can vote people who take their money out. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
that comes back to me not giving enough shit.
It comes back to me getting off my ass and driving to a place, to a firehouse.
Yeah, it comes back to me being extremely lazy and just not giving a shit. Because it's not going to affect whether I have turkey or peanut butter and jelly tomorrow for lunch.
But if it did...
you'd hear it.
I want to address something you mentioned on, I think, Black Lives Matter episode, where you talked about the people in Ferguson smashing up buildings and shit. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to point out, because I didn't really get to do it then, probably because you cut me off to burp or something.
Probably.
You're working up a burp right now, aren't you?
No, I've been actually suppressing them. Blowing them out the side of my mouth that the mic isn't on.
That is so unlike you.
I am a fucking gentleman.
You're a shining diamond. The idea is that during every protest, no matter what side it is or whatever it is, there's always going to be troublemakers.
It's always property damage, yeah.
Who try to give a bad name to whatever's happening, who are not a part of the main movement.
Yeah, they just want to loot.
Do you see that? Do you agree with that, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
You think that might be a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Because during that
9 times out of 10, I think that's the thing that happens. Where, like, someone gets a little too rambunctious and they do something in the name of whatever they're protesting, but in reality, it's just because they're a fucking piece of shit thief that just wants fucking free whatever.
Well, it's people from the outside.
But they do it in the name of the protest, and it looks bad.
Well, it's also people who see chaos and come in from the outside and see an opportunity to steal TV.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what you see. And even during that episode, you're like, well, why'd they destroy their own shit? Mm-hmm. It wasn't them. It was just troublemakers.
Yeah, it was just people taking advantage of a situation. Carpe diem, Matt.
Would you steal a PS4 if you could during that kind of protest?
I'm not in any shape to run.
Oh, okay. I want to go through some chants with you and see what you think of them. You ready?
Chants?
Yeah, like protest chants.
Oh,
chants. From all sides.
Okay, yeah. I think a chance like a Monopoly. But like chant with a T. Gotcha. Go ahead.
So here's one. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
What does that mean?
Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks. That's how it goes.
Some fucking
what do you think about that one?
Jobless person holding a sign. That's democracy? I think we're in trouble.
Okay, next one. No justice, no peace. What do you think about that one?
I mean,
we got a lot of these.
I mean, is that like a cop shooting thing? Cause I get that.
Usually when it comes to the law, kind of being fucked up.
Justice usually is like a cop killing an unarmed, person of color usually.
Again, it comes back to like no peace, meaning even your traffic has to be blocked because someone got killed and there was no justice for it.
Yeah, and delays my dinner by an hour and a half, sure.
Oh, here's probably my favorite on the left. We're going to get into some right ones, of course. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA.
I don't know if any of those three things are related.
They kind of bundle them up.
3 separate things that I'd be like a stretch to put them together.
I mean, but why not put them together? You know,
I don't know. Again, I don't know a whole lot about Trump. I don't think he's in the KKK or supports it.
Well, I told you in the first episode that he, the leader of the KKK, said like, "Yeah, Trump, you're cool," and Trump was like,
"I think he was just trying to play the fence." He
was, and we talked about that. Here's one from some of the Trump crowds, the Trump rallies he does. Lock her up.
Was that about Casey Anthony?
One. Yeah, it was her. So they're still.
I used to have a big crush on her.
Yikes! They're still fuck.
Don't act like she's not attractive. Stop it.
They're still going after Hillary for some reason.
Yeah,
they're still obsessed with her.
Kicking a dead horse.
So let's get into some Nazi ones. They're very fun.
Sure.
This one's pretty obvious, but ready? White lives matter. Couldn't say that without laughing. White lives matter. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, go back to listen to our race episode. You know what Roggy means. Here's an old one that current Nazis adopt when they chant. Mm-hmm. It's kind of creepy. It's blood and soil. So they just repeat that over and over. Blood and soil, blood and soil. And it's an old Nazi one.
Is that from Resident Evil 4? The oogra googra, what they chant? Blood and soil, googra googra. Yep, it sounds like a Resident Evil fucking villager chant. What does it mean, Matt? What is
it means only the German Aryan race and only Germany matters. Everyone else needs to die.
I thought it was something a witch was putting into her cauldron to make a special brew.
Okay, and then here's a much more explicit one from Nazis. You will not replace us. Jews will not replace us.
What do you mean will not? They already have. Look at Hollywood. They run the world. Look, they run the world.
What are you talking about? They run the world. Trump is like fucking Christian as shit.
Yeah, but look at the Jewish. Fucking look at Hollywood. All the huge names are Jewish dudes.
Name one.
Like Spielberg?
George Clooney.
George Clooney, he's kind of out of it right now, isn't he?
Mel Gibson is like hardcore. Okay, let me pick a fucking...
You're picking dudes who are fucking...
Leonardo DiCaprio! There's not Jews everywhere.
Like the executives, not the actors.
That's a right-wing myth. They always say that to be anti-Jewish, my friend.
I don't know.
Like, the Jews run the banks. That's like an old stereotype that they're keeping alive because they're so fucking hateful.
I mean, I'm not against it. I don't care. If they've figured out a way to be super successful and run everything, more power to them. I don't give a shit.
You don't care that you might be, like, accidentally giving into, like, a Nazi chant?
Me?
Yeah. Like, Jews run the world? That's what they say. They say that in order to be hateful. Whether it's true or not.
I mean, if it's not true, if it's true, fine. If it's not true, fine.
Okay. Enough of chants. I just wanted to sing a couple of those for you.
You didn't sing anything. I want you to sing, though.
Blood and soil.
Oh,
Blood and soil.
Yes.
There it is.
Thank you.
Okay, let me throw one at you that I've been meaning to tell this story for a while because it's so fascinating to me. The band Chumbawamba.
Yeah.
Do you know their deal?
I know they're still around, actually, which is fucking crazy to me.
No, they broke up in 2012.
No, they're back.
No, they're like one of my favorite bands. I would know that.
I think you actually told me that, and I was like, what? And you're like, yeah, I'm serious. I'm like, what? Oh, they were a band. They did break up.
Yeah, they're around for 30 years.
Holy shit.
So Tub Thumping is their big hit from 97.
Did they have... Aren't they considered a one-hit wonder?
Yeah, definitely. But no one really knows that they're from England and they're an anarchist collective. Every one of their songs was in the name of being anti the system.
Okay.
Even Tub Thumping is kind of about that in some way. I forget. So when that song came out,
Don't cry for me, next door neighbor.
So when that song came out and they made tons of money off of it,
right?
They took that money and donated all of it to like super progressive shit.
No way.
Yeah.
Good for them.
And in addition, they were, because it was a hit, they were everywhere. They were on Letterman, for example, and right at the end of performing Tub Thumping, they did a chant that they did not tell the producers. You can find it on YouTube still. It's pretty great. Mm-hmm. They go, "Free Mumia Abu Jamal." So they did that, but because they did it live or something, Letterman had to air it.
Yeah.
And so I'm bringing all this up because I love Chumbawamba and I think they're worth checking out, even though they're,
a one-hit wonder that somehow stretched out to 30 years. What did they do for the 15 years that they were around and didn't come out with Tub Thumping?
They put out 15 albums.
What?
Of all different kinds of genres, from folk to punk to electronic. Please check them out. They're very good. Anyway, I'm bringing them up because...
Send me your favorite Chumbawamba playlist. Give me their best of.
You'd hate them, I think. They're a little too happy, I think, sometimes.
I love happy. I just got done telling you how I listened to Adventures in the Magic Kingdom for Nintendo soundtrack in the shower. Well,
they're cool because they have a happy sound, but they usually talk about really fucked up... You know what they're like? Exactly like Rage Against the Machine, but with a folk sound.
I like both of those things. I'll dip
But anyway, and like Rage, too, to bring them up. Those are two examples of people in media, or music specifically, using their platform to protest something.
Right.
I was wondering just how you felt about the idea of using
Did the girl wear
music.
A sock on her dick?
What?
The girl wear a sock on her dick.
What?
Wait, am I thinking of Audio Slave?
The girl wearing sock.
Weren't they all naked?
Oh, I think that was Red Hot Chili Peppers, wasn't it? In Woodstock '99.
Yeah, I think they did it too. But I think I remember seeing Zach De La Rocha. Rocha?
Oh, I think it was Rage. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they were just protesting the system, whatever the fuck. I just want to know how you feel about bands and protest songs in general, like especially during the '60s or in Vietnam.
I mean,
all those protest songs.
They could be powerful. Look at fucking Creedence and, War Pigs from Black Sabbath, and some of them are fucking anthems.
Right, but do you think they resulted in change?
That's a good fucking question. I don't...
In any way.
I think they were a good vehicle for people to hop on and, It's like an army suddenly packing some bazookas in their fleet. It's like it's good to hit hard with.
Wait, so you think songs matter more than protesting?
Oh, yeah.
What?
But it's just because assholes like me will hear it and love it, like
even though
I think
so it doesn't matter what the words are if it sounds.
I think
good?
Putting something good into music, where I'm gonna keep listening to, like I still listen to Rage and I fucking love everything they put out. I'm not gonna remember a fucking protest song from the same year as Evil Empire came out.
But all of their music is protest music.
Yeah, and it's fucking great music as long as it's great music.
Well, you're talking about the actual music
No, but
part.
it's a music with a message. If it has a message with how good it is, that's like double whammy.
Do you think it resulted in anything, though? Rage?
I think it has more of an impact than protest, yeah. And if you put them two together, give me an Italian kiss, it works great.
Because they're catchy and they're easier to get on board with than people being annoying on the street?
Yeah, and you know some businessman is like fucking up in his fucking mansion like, General gathered in their like all like quiet so nobody else can hear him.
Which kind of defeats the purpose, I think.
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a war profiteer singing an anti-war song.
Yeah.
Do you know the band Against Me?
Yeah, they have a couple of songs. I only know what I've heard from them in like Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
They have a song on one of their albums called White People for Peace. Okay. And the reason why I bring up this song is because it is a protest song about protest songs. About how they are pointless.
Oh, well then I'm on board with that already.
Protest songs in response to military aggression. Protest songs to try and stop the soldier's gun, but the battle raged on. That's the chorus, I think. Yeah, so I guess they're a lot like you in a little bit. They're a little more nihilist, I think, than you are
I
about
can get behind that.
protest music. It's a very good song. I suggest checking it out if you're as disillusioned as Rocky and I are about anything ever changing in our lifetimes.
Protesting sucks, and I think it's 99% pointless. But I think music, like a good protest song, is like 70% useless. I think it's more effective. I think it's more effective.
That's one way to put it.
A catchy little chant and a bunch of jobless stinkheads.
Why? You keep going back to the jobless. I tried to tell you, man, the difference between militant feminism and feminism. Or militant whatever.
I heard your fucking stomach squeeze. You're like, why?
Yeah. Also, I said, man, which I'm having a hard time with you then.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, come on.
Oh, come on, man.
The difference between... I'm losing my voice. The difference between...
I love when you lose your voice.
I know.
It's my favorite.
The difference between extreme assholes, annoying people, or people who destroy shit, and just people who don't want their paychecks fucked up, or who want to be treated like everyone else, or who,
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Every time there's like a protest for something sort of decent and normal, like, hey, can we not get killed? Black people saying that. The right likes to say it's all fake and that they're paid protesters and that that they're like literally faking it and they're getting paid to be there. Like, they're not real people.
That's the same kind of assholes that says like, the moon landing wasn't real. It was all shot on film. Like, stop it.
Except now that's like a way broader argument because that's what Trump says.
He says that?
Yeah, well, he calls it a rigged system. Rigged system.
He believes the moon landing wasn't real?
No. I'm saying conspiracy theory level junk.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
It slips into the word sometimes. I want to talk about the biggest one to wrap it up.
I'm going to slip into you.
On the way, yikes, is Charlottesville. When I say Charlottesville,
that's my favorite pop punk band.
Is it a pop punk band?
Yeah.
Great.
Charlottesville.
Last year, Charlottesville. Nothing?
I don't know what you're talking about. You're picking a random city to me.
It's a city in Virginia. Summer last year, I think July, the Unite the Right rally happened. It was a neo-Nazi, white supremacist, KKK protest in the name of not taking down Civil War statues and flags.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is sounding familiar now, yeah.
So, and a lot of them had little tiki torches they got from Walmart.
Yeah, they were cute.
Yeah, okay, now it rings a bell. So that happened, and it scared a lot of people because I was like, it reminded us that Nazis are still around and they're very,
simple,
angry, simple but angry.
They're like single-celled organisms. They're just not evolved, not too bright. Misplaced anger from when their dad used to rape them.
So they said white lives matter. They said blood and soil. They said you will not replace us, Jews will replace us. But then one of the crazy assholes ran over a group of left-wing protesters and killed one of them in a big crowd.
Yikes.
And yeah, it was a big, horrifying, Nazi-fueled mess. I was just curious about your opinion of the right, like hardcore right anyway, protesting.
I think hardcore, like super extreme hardcore, anything is bad. That goes for religious,
you think?
Wing. Yeah, of course.
Well, let's compare it to like
putting too much energy into something where you start doing shit about it is yeah, chill the fuck out.
But fuck,
all the air is leaving your body.
It always does with you. By the end of this, I have to take a nap. I swear.
My Saturday night is gone.
Don't make me feel bad. Jesus Christ. Last thing I need right now. We're talking about Nazis. I'm stressed enough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to compare the extreme on the left to the extreme on the right. I think the extreme on the left is just annoying at their worst.
Yeah.
Like animal cruelty, people,
babies,
PETA.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Great example. You posted a video of vegans in front of the Antler restaurant in Canada.
Yeah.
Protesting the guy in the window who was serving up a deer leg and mocking them on purpose and cutting it up in front of them on purpose.
Yeah, he was cutting the meat off of the leg so he can continue his business.
Right.
Doing whatever he does, yeah.
So what side were you on there?
The guy in the business.
Why?
Because they were on his property. Like, they're on his turf trying to take away his business, take food out of his children's mouth and take away his mortgage money when he's just doing his fucking job. Like, he's not on the street just doing this shit.
Right, they came to him, I know.
They came to him and he's like, you know what? Fuck you. Watch me do this shit. Which I fucking applaud. He took all their little whiny complaints. He's like, look at this shit.
I agree with you, but I gotta put it out there that why are they as bad as neo-Nazis in Charlottesville running over a fucking person?
Why are they?
The vegan protesters.
I'm not saying they're not bad. As bad, nearly, of course. Fucking the guy who killed people, running him over. He's running a business. There's millions of businesses just like his. It's not like he's doing anything different. Like, leave the fucking guy alone. He's a butcher.
In the case of Antler, they were selling moose and deer and stuff that you normally can't find.
They're Canadian. They have them in excess up there.
I know. I mean, I'm just saying, whatever. My point is that the left-wingers were being annoying at worst, and the Nazis were being violent at worst.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's why they're not equal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But do you agree with that?
Yes, very much. You can't, once you start hurting other people, whether it's ruining lives or just even inconveniencing people, you have to fucking go.
Remember the Occupy movement?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? That was fucking...
We are the 99%. They are the 1%.
What were they fighting for?
It was people like anarchists seeing an opportunity to like get middle class people on board with the idea that the whole system should be taken down because the richest people in the world rule and run everything.
Yeah.
The what they call the top 1%.
Because you know why?
Why?
Because they probably earned that right. They probably went to college for 12 years and fucking have.
Now we're talking billionaires.
Yeah, they're probably earned that. They went to fucking college for 13 years, 12 years, got a master's in business. Like, they probably earned where they're at.
We're not talking Bill Gates. We're talking people who profit off the Iraq War, who sell weapons.
I mean, morally it's wrong, but I mean, fucking, there's so much money in oil, and I am not above earning that much money for something immorally wrong. Like I was saying, like, remember how like a couple podcasts ago, like, how would you take money from the NRA and shit?
Yeah, I forgot.
What kind of change are they offering? Because I mean,
fuck,
you
sicko, blood money.
Oh yeah, I would easily take blood money.
Blood on your hands. You'd run out of shit to buy. You wouldn't even. You'd keep pirating games.
I would keep pirating games. Yeah, sure.
Jesus Christ.
I would buy the finest wines. I mean, drink wine, but I'll fucking caviar and wine.
Build a wine cellar and just look at it.
Yeah.
Would you sit next to Rosa Parks on the bus, Rocky?
Was she good looking? I don't remember.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening.
What do you mean? You didn't answer my question.
Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. I really do. I hope you had a good time. I hope you got really frustrated and red-faced at everything he said.
Yeah, me too.
Me too, at my own, everything I said.
Hashtag me too, am I right?
Be sure to blame me instead of blame him for what he thinks. Put it on me for not saying the right things.
I actually have a script that Matt sends me just so I can respond to his questions. This is all rigged.
You just play it off really well. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Final questions. Let's wrap it up. What would it take you to, I guess, protest or care, or rather think that protests are worth doing? What would need to happen?
If Ra's al Ghul dug up Rosa Parks, threw her in the Lazarus pit, made her come to life, youth restored.
Yeah.
And she sat next to me on your couch and did a YouTube show with me.
That's such a tease, Rocky. You do it, dead, alive Rosa Parks, but not me.
You'd be the cameraman.
Oh, yay, all right. In my own bedroom.
No more tripod. You have to stand there.
That was an answer. Hey, did this
I don't even
episode...
remember the question.
You
were asking me a question,
doesn't
like,
matter.
what can I do with Rosa Parks?
Fade it out. Did this episode convince you to register to vote before the next election?
I don't even remember what we just talked about. I'm just pepperoni bread on the brain.
Protests.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right.
I protest not the vote, ever.
You're so in
I'm going to start a
bread
protest
town right now.
that it's going to get people to stop voting, because it doesn't matter.
Oh, man. God, I feel like I'm losing progress with you as we go. I feel like I'm not gaining anything, you know?
That's how it should be.
That's why it's the fake goal.
You'll come around and join Operation Nothing Matters.
I am
and
there.
You'll chill out and just
no
play games, watch movies all day, and enjoy your fucking life.
I think it makes you mad that I'm not as offended as I used to be with everything you say. I think you want to get a rise out of me, but you can't get anymore.
I enjoyed getting you a little crazy.
I think you miss it because I am like you. The only difference is I go fucking vote once every 4 years.
No, it's really honestly like win-win for me, because before I got a rise out of you and it made me giggle, but now you understand where I'm coming from and you agree with me, so it's really just a win-win. I'll take Matt at any era.
I just all right, whatever. What did you learn from this episode?
I learned that I'm reflecting on myself, and I'm finding out that I'm just fucking awesome.
Those people with red faces right now, just pop. They went.
I just popped
all their blood's all over the
heads,
car, inside of their. Okay,
I can't fucking listen to this kid. I am so fucking mad. Ooh, you should.
Oh,
I'm gonna email headacheheroes.com.
Yeah. .com. I don't even have that URL anymore. We killed
I forgot.
Headacheheroes@gmail.com. If you want to email Rocky a question we can read on the air.
I'm going to give Rocky a piece of my mind. I have.
That would be great.
Do the email thing, because I get headacheheroes@gmail.com notifications on my email when we get the emails.
Yeah.
So I'll see them probably before Matt, because I don't think you have that notification set up.
You'll have a prepared answer.
Yeah, so.
Which is probably just going to be a big old fart.
I'm going to give Rocky a piece of my mind.
If you think you feel like you can convince him, and because I can't, just try. Just give it a shot, see what happens.
It's literally as hard as resurrecting Rosa Parks at this point. Good luck.
Please suggest topics on Twitter and Instagram @HeadacheHeroes if you want us to do a certain one before another. I want to talk about some topics coming up real quick just to get people excited, so they'll keep listening, I hope.
One of them, I hope, is art.
Religion.
Ooh.
Social media. The alt-right. Yeah. Video games and gamer culture.
Finally.
Right. LGBTQ things, of course.
Yeah.
Food.
Which I'm going to prance carefully around since you're the headquarters president of that movement.
No, I'm not. No, you don't give a shit. You can say anything you want at this point. I get it. You're just you're going to die of a heart attack in like 3 years.
I watch Logo. Okay.
Do you? Queer as folk?
Yeah, that's my favorite show. The Fag and Dyke Network is my favorite.
Subscribe on iTunes and please leave a rating and review because it helps us get this. Who cares? If you want to do it, please do it.
Send me pot in the mail.
We don't have a PO. We never got a PO box. We should have. Please share this with people you think would like it, which is no one probably. Please head to mattandrocky.com for 5 years worth of videos about nerdy stuff that you aren't gonna watch. This is a sad ending.
If you want to see Matt lay upside down on a couch and play Mega Man, then that's the channel for you.
It's very different from this podcast.
If you want to see us play Atari with broomsticks, go check it out.
You remember? That's a good one. Broomstick battle.
Things were really starting to look up.
You call that the weird era? Stop it.
It was a good era, though. Looking back compared to the rest of this shit, it was a good era.
Now you guys know why it's called a nightmare for a non-voter. And hey, please support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/headacheheroes, because again, I think Rocky wouldn't do this podcast if it weren't for that little tiny bit of chunk change he gets every month.
Yeah, I mean, that's a dinner and a half for me, so
yeah,
chump up the change.
All right, do you want to close it out with a chant? What was your favorite one?
Mine is hell no, we won't go to the voting booth.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Can you say bye to them?
Ooh.
What? Say bye.
I don't want
Please?
to. You know, I'm protesting goodbyes. I protest goodbyes. I'm not doing it anymore.
I thought you said protests weren't useful.
Oh, we're going to find out how useful they are. I'm protesting goodbyes. I hate goodbyes.
Now, let's see if I can change it. Please say goodbye.
See you later, my friends.
Ooh, I pushed you off the cliff. All right, it's time to end.